Hi everyone, so I'm coming back with an update, and I know that I'm going to sound incredibly mental when I sit down and talk about what I'm going to talk about, because I know that it's weird, but I just have this weird feeling. So I'm not too sure how this is going to be edited, because I've been filming for like the past, I don't even know how long, like months, talking about like my thoughts and feelings and ovulation tests that I did just to see like things. This has been the first month. It's currently the 24th of June. I've got snot green nails as well. It doesn't really go with the top, but never mind. So this is the first month that we have decided to try. I have been tracking like my period and trying to get in tune with my body, because if I'm being completely honest, I have a period and then I don't have a period. I don't track it, I don't know how long my cycle is, and to try and conceive a child, you sort of need to be in tune with your body. So from when we decided, okay, let's give it a go, was it April, and we're now sort of towards the end of June, I've just been tracking things to try and see if I'm like clockwork, if I'm irregular. When I did this with P, it was almost 4 years ago and I can't remember. So I've been tracking stuff, like I keep saying. It's very obsessive and I don't recommend it if you aren't in the right headspace. For us, we're not trying desperately, we're not trying to conceive our first child, and I don't want me to come across being like obsessive and taking the fun out of things. It's not that at all. I just wanted to see how things were going, and like I said, whether I am like consistent and stuff. So I've been tracking it. Like I said, I don't want to offend people that do struggle to fall pregnant and things like that, but this is just my experience. And I've said this openly and honestly to people that we've been talking about. If I'm lucky enough to fall pregnant, I'm not desperately trying to fall pregnant for baby number 2. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't, and I'm fine with that. But to get in tune with my body and know when to conceive, because there are so many things that everyone thinks that if you have sex on one day without using any protection, like boom, you're pregnant, and that's not the case at all. You can only fall pregnant within a certain like time frame because of your ovulation, and there's so many things. I never learnt that at school. I didn't know that. It's only through watching YouTube videos and googling it myself and finding all the information out that the actual time frame to fall pregnant is very, very small. So I've been tracking my ovulation. Again, a bit OTT. I just enjoy a list. I enjoy having it down. It's nice to look at in future, sort of if we do fall pregnant. And I wanted to stick it all down and make a nice little chart so I know that I'm not going insane. So I just copied this off of someone's YouTube video. It's very helpful. I'll try and leave it linked below. I got my ovulation sticks from Poundland, and I basically just tracked it. So my last period date was on the 8th of June, and it's, like I said, it's currently the 24th. So I had my period from the 8th to the 12th, and then I had from the 13th to the 18th just normal, non-fertile, and then you have this thing called like your fertile week, where you're most susceptible to fall pregnant because you are due to ovulate within that week. It's like fucking sex ed. So these are my ovulation sticks. I tested on the 19th through to today, and they were all really faint lines until yesterday, the 23rd, where I got to my peak, people call it. So you ovulate once a month, and that is sort of when the egg is there to be fertilised. So let me bring this forward. Can you see how all of these lines, there will always be 2 lines with an ovulation stick test. Can you see that my peak is this one, because the line is the same colour as the control line? So the control line is this one here, and then this is the test line. So you can see that they're really, really faint, and then boom, ovulated yesterday, today, nothing. Does that make sense? So you can fall pregnant. Say I had sex on the 21st and I ovulated on the 23rd. Sperm lives in your body for about 4 to 5 days. So that's your fertile period. So you could have had sex 2 days before and still fallen pregnant because the sperm's still inside you, if that makes sense. I hope I'm saying this right as well. So yesterday was the day that I ovulated. We hadn't had sex before then, and then I had the positive thing and I was like, right, well, let's get jiggy, let's give it a go. Which is very unlike me. I'm very prude and I don't like talking about this stuff online because I'm very prude. It's quite awkward, isn't it? Sort of oversharing. I overshare everything, and I never thought my sex life would be that. But here I am talking about trying to fall pregnant. So yesterday, I was like, now I've got a positive, like, let's just see. So we obviously tried. I don't like this, it makes me feel really uncomfortable. We tried, and I just laid in bed because I don't know if it's a myth or whatever, but if you just lie down and just let everything go in instead of go out, it's so fucking grim. I want to say your chances of falling pregnant are higher. It's probably just a thing that people say just to lie down instead of like go to the toilet. Oh, this makes me feel so uncomfortable. So I was lying in bed watching some YouTube videos, random, and I just had this feeling, which I don't know if you'll ever see this, but I was just lying in bed. It was probably like an hour after, still chilling in bed watching YouTube. Neil was doing some work. And I just had this feeling in my stomach, and it felt like a weird flutter, or it just felt like something was going on. And I feel absolutely tapped saying it out loud, because I don't know. It was yesterday. I have no clue. But just a part of me yesterday when I was lying there, obviously I'm in tune with my body. I know what feels normal and what doesn't. I just felt this weird sensation go on in like my lower abdomen, like my stomach, and then I had a dull ache. And that never went away. I have been to the toilet and everything's fine, everything's normal. I went to sleep, still having this dull ache, and I woke up this morning having this dull ache, and I've just got this dull ache in my stomach. So I went onto Google and I was like, can you feel pregnant pretty quickly after conceiving? And there's this forum. Why do people turn to Google? I do not know. I did it when I was pregnant with P. Google's your best friend. And I turned to this forum and so many people said, yes, I'm 5 days after having sex, but within 24 hours my body just felt different. I felt a flutter. I just knew. And that's where I'm at. I just have this gut feeling that it happened. I don't know if you will ever see this. I don't know if I am off my rocker. But yesterday, I just had a gut feeling in my stomach that it happened. I don't even know if it's humanly possible for it to happen that quickly. I don't know how long these things take. How long does sperm take to get to the area? How long does it take to fertilise it? Is it 15 minutes? Is it 2 days? Like, I have no clue. But I'm just sitting down sharing my experience, and it just felt different. I don't feel ill. I don't have any other symptoms. A lot of people suffer with like morning sickness and sore boobs and all of that, and I didn't. When I was pregnant with P, I never suffered with that. I wish I filmed it all. With P, I was just late on my period. We stopped trying. We were trying for 6 months, and then we were trying from the September, and then we stopped trying in February, and I fell pregnant in towards the end of February, and we stopped trying, and that was when I fell pregnant. And I remember I sat in the bath with Neil and I thought, oh, haven't had a period in like 3 days or however long it was. And I tested, and then I was pregnant, but I never had any symptoms. But I think because now I've been pregnant before, I know what it feels like, and I think once you've had a baby, you're more in tune with your body. I don't know. I just have this feeling in my gut that something happened yesterday. Hi everyone. So I'm back just to sit down and chat. Today is the 28th of June, I think. Is that right? It's Friday. The last 29th. Yeah, no, it's Friday, the 28th. and I feel like I'm literally going insane, and it's really difficult. I don't ever really remember sort of struggling this much when I was trying with P, but I guess back then I was working full-time then part-time, and I had things to take my mind off it, where at the moment today P's at school, and I just feel like I'm really like hyper aware of my body. And I guess because I've been pregnant before, I sort of know what to look out for and what to expect. Whereas with P, like it was different. I'd never tried before. I didn't know what being pregnant felt like. And I don't like talking about it to Neil, because I don't want to like over exaggerate and me be wrong, because I just don't want that. And then I don't really want to sort of sit and keep on talking to Ellie about it, because she's heavily pregnant and she's going to be induced tomorrow, and this is the last thing she needs. I can't put my finger on it. So when did I film? I filmed Monday, so it's been like 5 days now, and I don't want to keep thinking it, because falling pregnant is such like a lucky thing to be able to do, and I'm scared to have the thoughts and the feelings of, oh my god, I'm pregnant, without the positive test. But everything just feels so different, and I like I said, I feel like I'm going insane, because how could I fall pregnant after trying one time without protection on the day that I ovulated? Like, the odds are so minimal, and I'm getting all of these signs, and I'm sat there thinking to myself, like, is this happening, or is this my brain being like, you've got a tummy ache, you're pregnant, when in fact I've just got a tummy ache? Do you know what I mean? I think if you try for a baby and you go through that period where you're waiting to test, then you'll understand and you can relate to it. It's a really shitty, lonely time, because I don't want to tell everyone that we're trying, and I don't want the constant questions. I have told people and friends that we are starting to try, but I just don't want to keep talking about it, so I'm talking to the camera. I just feel different. I feel sick. I haven't been sick, and I was never sick with P, but even just talking about it makes me feel really queasy. I don't have anything that makes me feel it. So like if I had a cup of tea like an hour and a half ago, that hasn't made me feel sick. It's just come on, and I feel nauseous. And I never ever feel nauseous unless I'm poorly. I've got this feeling in my throat which sort of feels like bile, and I just feel really uncomfortable. Like, do you know what I mean? I just feel ugh. So I've got a stomach ache, which is making me feel, I don't know if I've got a stomach ache, or I don't know if it's pregnancy symptoms. It's really driving me mad. I don't have pains like I did at the start of this vlog. If you'll ever see it, probably won't, because I'm probably off my rocker. Yeah, I don't know, my boobs are very sore, which for me is a everyday occurrence anyway, because of the size of my boobs. I have really big boobs, and they just feel bigger and more delicate. Like, sometimes when I'm in bed, like having a cuddle with P, I don't sleep with anything on. Sometimes she'll accidentally catch it, and previously it would have been fine, would have been a little bit tender, but now it's like, oh, that really hurt. I just feel different, and I feel like I'm going crazy, but I wanted to sit down and document it in case I am right. And I feel like I know my body, and I feel like I shouldn't question myself. But with these things, and when you're looking out for signs and symptoms, which is the worst part about when you're trying to fall pregnant, you're so acute to every single thing. Like, you sneeze and you're like, oh my god, I'm pregnant. You get a headache and it's like, oh my god, I can't take paracetamol because I'm pregnant. It's just so like everything's heightened. Like I've said, I've got a stomachache and I feel sick, but that might just be because I've eaten something dodgy, as opposed to pregnancy symptoms. It's just really difficult and not enjoyable. Bleeding, I haven't had any like implantation bleeding or anything like that. I don't know when I'm able to test. They say 10 to 12 days past ovulation. I'm now on day 5. Fuck's sake. I'm gonna go, I'm gonna stop talking, I'm gonna eat my food. I'll update you probably after the weekend. I've also got an ulcer. Is that a sign of pregnancy? I don't know. I always get them down here. Whenever I get an ulcer, I get them down here, but I've got one up here. That's what I mean. I've got grey hair. Does that mean I'm pregnant? My nails have grown fast. So does that mean I'm pregnant? Oh, I've lost the will to live. I'm going to go and eat some food. I will see you all in my next update. So I'm back with yet another update. So today is Monday the 1st of July. I came and updated you on Friday, basically telling you how rubbish I felt. So over the weekend, Friday night, well, Friday was not good for me. I worked over the whole weekend. Friday night I went to work. I came home at just after 8 o'clock and I was in bed by 8:30. I was completely wiped out. I felt sick. I didn't have any dinner because I just couldn't stomach anything. I didn't have the best night's sleep. I was aching a lot. I was in a lot of pain. I woke up about midnight and I had to have a drink of water. I remember sitting up thinking, oh my god, I'm gonna vomit. I don't deal with sick very well. It's like quite a big phobia of mine, people being sick and myself. So I tried to avoid that as much as possible, and I did avoid it. So that's what happened on Friday night. I woke up Saturday morning and couldn't stomach any food until about 11:30 when I had a bagel at work. I worked all day Saturday, felt rubbish at my desk. I wasn't on my feet. I just felt really uncomfortable. I was sat at my desk chair and I could not get in a comfortable position at all. I felt sick all day. I was really nauseous. I didn't really fancy food. I was still really bloated. I just felt rank. And then Sunday came along and I was completely fine. I still am and was a little bit bloated yesterday and am today. But other than that, all of like what I was suffering with has gone. So it makes me think, am I pregnant? Was I having a stomach bug? Like, I don't know. It's just really bizarre, like the whole 2-week wait thing, like you're on like high alert with anything. And I was so sure of it because I just had these feelings last week of like early pregnancy, and now it's all gone. I've still got, oh god, sorry. I say I don't have tiredness now, I'm yawning, but I don't have like extreme tiredness like I did have. And my boobs, they're still a little bit tender, but they're not like horrific. They don't hurt how they did the other week or last week. So this is where I'm at, and I don't really know how to feel because my brain is now telling me that maybe I'm not pregnant, but then the flip side is me saying that could have been like implantation pain and things like that. I don't know. It's really frustrating not knowing, and I want to test soon. I'm on 8 days after now, and I think the earliest you can test, you can probably start testing at day 9, so tomorrow, but I'm not going to because I don't want to waste pregnancy tests and get my hopes up and wish for a positive if I'm not going to get one. So I will probably test in 2 or 3 days, Wednesday or Thursday I think. So that'll be 8, 9, 10, I'll be either 10 or 11 days after. So it'll still be before my period's due, but I think if it's going to be positive, it'll come up, I hope. That's where I'm at. I really hope that you'll see this documentation, because then that means that I'm pregnant. But I'm starting to get the seed of doubt now. And every time I go to the toilet, I know this is really a TMI, but I think, am I going to see blood today? Am I going to start my period? I'm not due to start my period until Friday, I think. I'm going to go and I'll see you all in my next update. Oh God, I really hope it's positive.